Greetings, I'm Neon and today I'm going to be showing you how I beat Amnesia in 32 minutes. This is a guide on how to get the Toot Sweet achievement or trophy. We're going to be doing this on easy mode. But yeah, I have done it on hard mode, so it is entirely possible. So our goal is to complete the game in under 40 minutes. It is not 100% confirmed that that is the timer that you need to get this achievement, but that is pretty much what most people have agreed on. So 40 minutes, that is our target. So we need to finish the game in under 40 minutes. Before we get started with this guide, please consider leaving a like, subscribe, check out the timestamps down below. There are a couple of things that you have to keep in mind before you try this. You have to have played this game before at least once. Be familiar with the controls, know exactly how the game works, the shortcuts, the buttons, what they do, so you don't fumble through your inventory or try to remember what button does what. So before you start this, make sure you are familiar with all of that. Please keep in mind that there are multiple solutions to the puzzles in this game. For example, breaking a door open can be done with grenades, bricks, all sorts of things, a shotgun, in many different ways. You don't have to follow this guide to a T. This is just to show you how I personally did it. Of course, you will have a different inventory if you're trying this with me, and you will have different items. You don't have to do this in this order, of course. I'm just giving you an advice and some tips on how to do this, but personally I think this is one of my best runs. Alright, so we're gonna start off by going into this hallway, grabbing the flashlight. Also, we are sprinting, okay? We're gonna be sprinting for most of the run. We're gonna open these doors, okay? So get familiar with opening doors. Grab the fuel, and we're gonna run into this room and grab the meat. The meat is important for rats, so immediately after we're gonna go into the pantry, open this little thing, and then we're gonna grab the revolver ammo, which is always green. After that, the game is gonna put us in a cutscene, but we can still move. We're gonna grab the revolver and reload it. Okay, so get familiar with how reloading works because it's kind of a pain. And then we're gonna shoot this lock open. Okay, so in case you can't see in the dark, just get close to the door. That way you can see and shoot the thing. After that, we're gonna run into the safe room and lock it behind us. In this room, the items, of course, are randomized, but we are looking for at least 3 fuel canisters. Always check the shelf. The shelf usually has grenades and things like that. So we want fuel and grenades from here. If you don't get a grenade, that's perfectly fine. But if you get a grenade, keep it in your inventory because you might need it. Go into the generator room, and then we're going to grab everything here. Most importantly, the fuel canisters and the code that's next to the body. So we are actually going to be using every single fuel canister that we have found in this room. Now, this is slightly risky. If you don't want to risk it, save 1 canister in your inventory. But I can assure you that you will have enough for burning corpses. So after you've used all of the canisters, we are going to grab the code. The code will be different for you, okay? I can't stress this enough. The codes will be different, okay? So we're gonna get this code, remember it, or just make sure that your character writes it down in the journal. Always make sure that you hear that pencil sound of him writing it down. So we're gonna put everything in the box except the pistol, the revolver, the meat, and any possible grenades, like at least 1 grenade if you have one. If you don't have one, it's fine. Insert the code and sprint outside, and we are going to be risking a lot by sprinting, by the way. But we're going to turn on all of these lights. This is the office quarters, okay? So get familiar with the locations. After that, we're going to, right before this light, we're going to crouch, because there's a scripted event here with the beast. After that, we're going to stand, and then we're going to walk and turn on the light, and go into this room right here that we just walked past. Grab any possible items, unless it's a bottle. Once again, if it's fuel, grab it, or a grenade. Get the code from the Lyle right there in the dog tags, and then we're gonna open these drawers and hopefully you find something useful. If it's ammo, then that's great. We're gonna open this door, grab the inventory pouch, and then after that, you see this tripwire? You might not have it, but we're gonna jump over it. And then we're gonna grab the canister, and then we're gonna spread the fuel all over this corpse, okay? Spread the fuel all over the corpse, and then equip your pistol before you shoot it. Grab the fuel that's next to it, then shoot it, and then trip over the wire. Before we go back to the safe room, we can inspect this area if you want to risk it. I don't recommend it, but I managed to grab 1 item. and then I'm just sprinting back to the safe room. This triggers the enemy, okay? So instead of fighting it, we're just gonna get back and store stuff in the inventory, okay? So if your generator is not a full, we are going to be refueling it right now with any possible fuel canisters that we may have found. Just make sure your generator is at F for full, and then save the rest into your storage box right here. Once again, before we get started, I almost forgot, make sure you play this game with headphones if you can, okay? After that, we're gonna go down to the locker area. So this is the munitions place, or whatever it's called. It's marked with a French flag, okay? So just remember, the French flag place leads to the locker area. We're gonna insert the code that we just grabbed from the Lyle's dog tags. And once again, this is different for you every time. Don't worry if you mess it up a little bit. It's okay. It takes you like 10 seconds to read your journal, so don't be like me. Anyway, we're gonna grab this code here if you want. So that's done for me. So we're gonna insert it. Sometimes, so we are looking for handgun ammo, or sorry, revolver ammo, or grenades. Grenades and ammo are primarily the things that we need. If you get bandages or rags or anything like that, the red grenade is useless. We don't need it. So you can just drop stuff here. So make sure you fully reload your revolver. Make sure it's always fully reloaded as much as you can. Then we're gonna open the rightmost door. You have to unlock it. Then I'm equipping the wheel, okay? You have to have it in your hand. Then I'm gonna unlock the leftmost door. You can use the grate here to cover up that hole. I'm not too sure if it matters or not. I don't know, but I'm covering it up, or at least try to. So this handle will break, and so we're gonna insert the new handle. And if you have a grenade, there are two things you can do here. You can distract the monster by breaking open the door in prison, or you can just do it how I'm doing it here. And then we're gonna head down to communications. We're gonna walk. We're gonna walk. Don't grab any items because we can grab them on the way out. We only need to spend here like 5 to 10 minutes, okay? We're gonna walk. Don't worry, there will be sounds in this area. Don't get freaked out. They are scripted sounds. But if you hear the beast walking on the ceiling, just crouch. You often will hear it around here. So we're just walking, we're just crouched. So we're looking for a key. The key, more often than not, is located on a bed or under the sheets. There are two possible rooms that you can find this key at. And it will always be on a bed or inside the little container that's on the bunk beds. Okay, so I found it immediately right there. But if you don't find it, make sure you check both of these areas that have beds in them, okay? So check the little containers like that one, okay? Or on top of the sheets, or sometimes they're under the sheets. So make sure you look very carefully because you can miss it. There are some tripwire traps here. The tripwire traps are also random. Before we continue, we're gonna unlock this door. This door can also be tripped with a wire, so be careful. Sometimes there's a brick here, but before we continue onwards with the brick, we're gonna get Clement's code from here. So in fact, I'm gonna be using the brick here. So there always is a brick in this area, but the location for the brick will change. It's a bit difficult to explain, but yeah. Just make sure you have a brick or a grenade here, or at least one revolver bullet, because we're gonna be opening up a lock. Okay, so carry the brick with you. If you have some meat, you can either hold it. If there's a rack like this, you can either hold it or throw it. If you throw it, you have to mad dash to the lock. Okay, so remember that. So there is another code here that you can use. It's not super important though. It just helps. If you want, you can read that code, but it's not necessary. So I'm carrying this brick into this room, and we can actually break the lock like this. Make sure you aim it correctly and throw it. Once again, make sure you are familiar with the mechanics of this game. So we're gonna be very quick here, and we're gonna turn on the power, and then we're gonna turn on the lantern. Grab anything that you possibly need here, and then we are going to leave. Remember, if you threw the meat or flare, you have to do all of this before all of that runs out, okay? Or if you have the lighter, then you don't have to worry about it. Just hold your torch at the rats. Once again, get familiar with how the game works and use your resources accordingly. I had to use a meat here because somehow I was able to run past the rats before that, so keep that in mind. So we're going to be using the meat on this run to run past the rats, okay? Otherwise, the rats will hurt you. If you don't care about that, if you don't have a meat, or if you don't have a delighter or a flare, you can just run past them and you can just heal later. Just make sure they don't kill you though. After that, I don't recommend that you run because this will probably trigger the beast. So instead, we're just gonna walk. We're walking. Remember that door that we opened? Yeah, I hope you remember where it is because we're going to it right now, okay? So we're going to communications and it'll be slightly dark, but don't worry, it's gonna be fine. So just follow the stairs and then into the room. There is a power thing here, and if you've done it correctly, you will be able to press the red button on the radio and it will transmit the code. Make sure you are inside the room. You'll know you wrote the code down when you hear the pencil sound. And then we can just sprint back. Just sprint back, just run, don't worry. Grab any possible fuel or grenades that you can possibly find here, or even meat. And then we're just gonna run back. It doesn't matter if the guy gets triggered here because we're running back to the main safe room. So just run back, sprint. If you have a full inventory, feel free to just empty it out here. So we're gonna save and then we're gonna store some stuff. Once again, if you haven't fully refueled your generator, it's a good time to do that right now. Let me remind you to leave a like if you haven't already, and then let's get back to it. So, if you have any items that you don't need, make sure you store them into the box. Currently, I'm going to be carrying one canister with me and one revolver with ammo. And then if you've picked up any codes, we're going to go back to the locker area and we're going to be opening up some lockers here. You don't have to do this, but this helps a lot. So you get the Clement code from the barracks. Forgot to mention that. There is a dog tags on the beds and you can get Eau Claire too if you examined the dog tags that were on the rats, pretty much the ones that the rats were eating. So yeah, this is all optional, but I highly recommend you get this. Usually Clement has some revolver ammo, which is why I'm recommending it. So don't forget to get that one. Alrighty, so we're gonna make sure that our revolver is fully loaded, or you know, it has at least 2 bullets in it. After that, we're going to open this door and then we are going to get some stuff done. So if you do have some junk in your inventory, feel free to store it, but don't take too long. So now we're going to Arsenal. So I'm doing a technique here called bunny hopping, but you really don't need to do this. It does help though if you're familiar with it. But yeah, so we're going to jump. I am just sprinting. I'm triggering the beast. I don't care. It's important that it actually does help if you trigger it here. Anyway, we're gonna insert the Arsenal code here. If you've forgotten it, just read it again. And then I'm just sprinting. I don't care that there's a guy. Watch out. Sometimes there are some flares here which are super useful, so you can use the flares to get rid of the rats or just to distract the beast. I'm tripping over that wire. You may not have it, but that wire often puts out some gas which stuns the beast. Anyway, I'm crouching and I'm pushing this box out of the way. Once again, get familiar with how this works. You see this barrel? We're gonna drop it all on these rats. Be very confident, and then I'm just gonna walk over them. We don't need that code because there is no code on that thing. And then we're gonna run around, go under this table. There are many ways of doing this, by the way. This is just how I'm doing it. Then I'm tripping over all the wires. I don't care. It actually does help tripping the wires here. And I'm going to remove these planks. 2 planks. Then I'm going up to this table and I'm pushing this barrel. You can do this covertly if you want without getting spotted, if you so desire. But yeah, we're using the barrel to jump over that. Then I'm crouched here. Watch out, sometimes there are tripwires on your way there. You see that red light? We're going to it. I'm just walking to it. Then I'm saving here. There's a save room right there. And then you can close that door. But yeah, we needed 1 inventory open to get the dynamite. So We're gonna grab the dynamite, and if you've triggered the beast, just sit here until you hear the beast leaving. Once again, play with sound or play with earphones. Make sure you are 100% sure that the beast is not outside of this door. Make sure, just listen to it, okay? The song will be slightly ominous if he's around here. So make sure you listen for those sounds, okay? I'm just walking. You don't have to crouch or anything, but you can just walk, then move this box, and then jump over those rectangles. And then after here, you can just crouch, and then you can just run. Like there's nothing that will stop you. I'm just running. Don't run unless the beast is in front of you. Okay, so make sure you crouch, jump over those barrels if they're in the way. Then just retrace your footsteps. Just going under the table if you have to, or the beast may have exploded those barrels. I don't know. Just make sure you remember your way back. This is how it played out for me, so it may be different for you. But yeah, there are some items here. Sometimes you can find some ammo. Sometimes you can find some fuels. Grenades are incredibly important. Grab grenades. Please grab grenades. Please grab grenades. You need at least 1 or 2 grenades for the boss fight. Okay? Alright. So, after that we're just sprinting. There's another code here that's another tag that doesn't have a code. But yeah, so we're just gonna run back. So you can do this more effectively after you get the bolt cutters. So once again, this is not playing out the same way for you. You can get the bolt cutters and then go to arsenal. It doesn't matter what order you do this in. I'm just wasting like an extra minute or 2 here, which isn't important. Anyway, we're gonna store everything except a grenade, and I'm carrying with me some flares just to make 100% sure. But yeah, so I'm going down to prison. So if you have a grenade, if you didn't do this already at the beginning, now it's the time to do it, okay? So, with 1 grenade, at least 1 explosive grenade, okay? I didn't have that much luck during this run. I was only able to find 1 grenade up until now. So, hopefully you found more. But yeah, if you have 1 grenade, make sure you inspect this area first. There's some shotgun shells for me here. A flare. Hopefully you find some grenades. And then we're gonna throw that grenade at that door, and then we're just gonna run back. Run all the way back. We're doing this because this triggers the monster, and this will distract the monster while we do other things. Sometimes the monster catches up to you here. Anyway, after we do that, we are just going to simply run all the way back. And now we can do the maintenance area. Hopefully you have a lighter or something like that. But if you don't, that's fine. So we're just running, we're just sprinting. I'm carrying 2 flares with me to get rid of the rats. Flares of meat help, okay? Flares or meat. Flares or meat is what you need here. Once again, flares or meat. Or even fuel, okay? Because we have to go through the rat tunnel. So we're gonna turn on the light in the workshop. And then I have 3 flares, so I'm just gonna do this. And if that didn't work, if you wanna make sure, throw 1 right there. You might get hit here, but more often than not, there is some healing here. But yeah, get rid of the rats with the flare, or the torch, or the gas, or whatever it is that you need, that you have. Anyway, there is some healing here. Again, sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. But if you decided to run past the rats, you will absolutely need to heal here. We're gonna get the code from the altar right there. And then we're gonna get the key to the pillbox, which will give us the code to get the wrench. So we're gonna grab the key, and this is usually when the stalker or beast catches up to you. So you have 2 options. You hide in here and run past them, or you just do what I do and just run past and don't care. Grab the key and then just run to the pillbox. Then use it immediately. This is a safe room. He cannot enter here as long as it's closed. So we're just gonna save. There's a lantern here. If you're playing on easy, which you should, otherwise this is not gonna play the same way. You're probably gonna die if you're playing this on hard mode. But yeah, we're gonna go up the ladder and we're gonna grab the code. This is Foreman Stafford. This is what we need to get the wrench. You can inspect this area. Don't spend longer than 20 seconds here. It's not worth it. I found some revolver ammo. Once again, you need at least 2 to 6 revolver ammo by the end of the game, because we're going to be shooting the beast at the end. It is important that you have at least 2 to 6 ammo. If you don't, you're not going to be able to finish the game. So, yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna run past the rats here. If there's some rats right there, we won't be needing flares anymore. So I'm just throwing the flares so the rats don't touch me. But yeah, there's some dog tags here that you don't need, but it's whatever. Grab any fuel or any items that you possibly need, and then we're just running super fast. Before we leave, we're gonna go to Foreman's quarters up this staircase on the right and grab the code. This is... sometimes this is your road, sometimes this is another code. It depends on the game. Anyway, we're just running. We just need the code. Whatever code that is, we'll take it. If it is your road, it will be the lighter. The lighter helps a lot, okay? The lighter helps a lot. You can also do this at the beginning of the game to get the lighter and just make it a lot easier, but on ourselves. But we're not doing that this run. You can do this in multiple ways. Like, the only one that you don't need is Laval. Laval will give you the gas mask, which we will not be using at all. So we're gonna go back to the locker area. We're gonna get the wrench from Foreman Stafford's code that we got at the Pillbox. And then we can just use any other codes that we possibly may have gotten during this run. Boucher will give you inventory space more often than not. I think it always does, actually. The pocket bag right there. Anyway, we're gonna be storing some stuff, so if you have empty inventory space, just grab it. Just grab all the stuff. But yeah, don't walk next to the holes, because sometimes the guy grabs you. So we're just gonna go in here, and we're gonna save again, and then we're gonna store everything. Make sure that your generator is completely full, or at least more than halfway. So you should have a ton of fuel. If you're playing this on easy, they really are generous with the fuel. So just make sure it never runs out. So after that, we are going to grab the wrench. That is the only thing we need. Anything else doesn't matter. If you have fuel, feel free to leave it here. Just drop it. But yeah, we need the wrench. We need the wrench and 1 inventory space open. The wrench and 1 inventory space, okay? So we're gonna go back to prison. This is the prison area. Remember how we threw that grenade? Okay, that actually did help, because now we don't have to wait around. See, that's why we do things this way. We're sprinting as much as we can. We are sprinting, we don't care. Immediately right click and then left click or whatever that is on console, this vent thing here. And then we're gonna go and crouch behind this thing. Just gonna go through it. You can save here, but I'm not saving. I'm opening the door, okay? Just fully open it, and then open this door right here, enable that button, and then sprint like crazy. Sprint like crazy. Sprint, run. Get the bolt cutters, okay? And then that's it. We're just gonna run back. If you want the achievement of saving the German guy, go back into that room and then close the cell, and then you'll get the achievement. If you don't care about that achievement, we can just run. That's it. We got the bolt cutters. That was the easiest thing ever. Make sure you are fast, because if you don't do this correctly, you will die. But thankfully, we saved before it, right? Anyway, with the bolt cutters, we're just gonna sprint and bunny hop our way back to the arsenal. And make sure you have at least 1 or 2 revolver bullets, once again, or a grenade, because we're gonna be killing the shotgun guy. So we're gonna crouch under this rubble, and then we're gonna be equipping the bolt cutters and cutting the chains right here. And then make sure your generator is running, because this will not work if you don't have electricity. So we're just gonna run and jump in the water. We're gonna move this thing out of the way because it's blocking our entrance. Also, we're like almost done with the game. There's like 10 minutes left. So a little less than 10 minutes actually. So we're gonna power down that lever, okay? Move it down. Make sure it's moved. Yeah, move the frickin', get this thing out of here. And then we're gonna go back, retrace our steps, and then go up the staircase, and we're gonna pull down that lever that will suck all of the water here. It'll suck it right off. And then we're gonna go into the tunnel, move the plank out of the way, and then this is the box that kills all of the runs, by the way. So make sure you just get really good at pushing this box. And then you can enable your flashlight here if you're recording a YouTube video. And then we're gonna run. Just run, because the guy can't get you here. He can scare you, but he can't get you here. Maybe he can. I don't know. But yeah, he doesn't grab you here. But hopefully. But yeah, so we're gonna go to the light, and then we're gonna save the game once again. And then we don't need anything from here. We're just running. Bunny hop, if you know how. And then we're just running. Remember all of this area, by the way, because if you don't know it, you might get lost. Make sure, once again, you have your revolver. Make sure you have the revolver with ammo. Once again, make sure you have the revolver. Anyway, as soon as we jump down, we're gonna move this box, and then the other box, the little box. So we have to have big box and little box next to each other. We are doing this right now in case you don't manage to kill the shotgun guy and you have to run away from him, okay? So make sure you have ammo. If you don't, it's a bit risky to do it, but you don't need to kill the guy. You can do this without the guy. But I'm killing the guy. So as soon as he shoots the rat, I'm just rushing in and I'm shooting him in the head. One shot to the head is usually enough. We're gonna grab the shotgun. There are other ways of getting the shotgun, but this is just the easiest. Anyway, hopefully you have a grenade, but sometimes there is a brick here. Or you can use a shotgun to break this door, or a grenade, shotgun, grenade, brick, whatever way you want to open this door. Just make sure you open it, grab the detonator, and there's a bag right there. You can loot this area if you want to waste some time, but I'm not. And then after that, I'm just retracing my steps, and I'm going towards the light. And I'm just making my way back. Remember those little boxes? Yep, now they're lined up, see? And we're done. We're done with this area. This is the Roman tunnels, by the way. That's access through the arsenal. And that's it. We got the detonator. Now we can get out of here. So, let me remind you that you need revolver ammo for the final fight. So we're gonna save there, just in case. Save, turn on the lantern, and save, because we might die on the way to the final boss fight arena. So, for the boss, we need the shotgun, some shotgun shells, at least 1 or 2, preferably 3 or 4. Some grenades. Alternatively, you need 1 or 2 grenades. Essentially, you need a way to shoot and break wood. So if you know how to break wood, aside from a brick, of course, carry that item with you. So, shotgun breaks wood, grenades break wood. You know, bricks also, but I don't think we can carry a brick. Anyway, we're gonna run back to the safe room, and we're gonna grab the dynamite and the detonator to blow open the exit. We're gonna save here just to make sure that you have another save here right before the boss. So make sure you have some grenades, some shotgun shells, at least 2 to 3, okay, 1, 2, or 3 revolver ammo. You absolutely need revolver ammo. If you only have shotgun shells, that's fine. You can use the shotguns to shoot the guy also. But you need means to shoot the beast, essentially. Anyway, I'm carrying 2 canisters because I didn't have grenades with me. So I'm carrying 2 canisters. Petrol bombs also help. You do not need the wrench or the bolt cutters. You only need your revolver, your shotgun, some hand grenades, some fuel if you don't have petrol or the lighter. I didn't do this with the lighter at all. I didn't get the lighter during this run at all. And you need the detonator and the dynamite. Okay? You got that? Okay. If the beast is outside, wait. You have to wait for that sound. You have to wait for the sound of him going away. Once again, get very familiar with the sounds of this game. Listen for him to be back into his little tunnels that he has throughout the bunker. And then as soon as you're 100% sure that he's gone, walk out and put Detonator in, and then the Dynamite. Alrighty, we have little less than 5 minutes. You should be at 30 minutes here. If you have a counter timing down, a timer set up, you have to reach this point at 30, ideally 30 minutes left, because this boss fight can take up to 10 minutes, or 35 is the limit. If you're at 36, feel free to run the game again. Anyway, 30 minutes, that's perfectly fine. All of that took 30 minutes. So if you're running, be careful, don't jump, otherwise you will take damage like I did. So don't jump. But yeah, essentially the strategy here is to cut off the bridges that get to you, basically. Prevent the, force the beast to have to jump towards you. So you see these wooden bridges, you have to break them, okay? So sometimes there are little spinny wheels that you can spin, and they will lift up the bridge, so they will elevate it. I didn't get any of that during this run, not good ones anyway. So yeah, so we are using shotgun shells, grenades. There are some shotgun shells around the area. Sometimes you can find some grenades here, as you can see. Make sure your shotgun is reloaded, please, for the love of God. Please make sure everything's reloaded before you try this. So I'm shooting the bridges, I'm making sure it's forcing the beast to jump to me, okay? So we're running around. Your goal is not to break the bridges while the beast is on it, but your goal is to force the beast to jump. You get that? It's a bit difficult to explain, but your goal is literally to force him to have to jump. So observe him, okay? So we're gonna be also shooting this. Make sure you keep an eye out. I know it's hard to see him on YouTube because it's really dark, but make sure that he is coming towards you. And then I'm gonna use my shotgun on this wooden bridge, and that will break. And then see how he changes his routing? Yeah. So I'm waiting for him to jump. As you can see, you probably see him in the background, see? You have to force him to jump. If he doesn't fall, just run back and forth and force him to jump again. There is always another way. So I'm jumping back. Make sure you sprint jump, otherwise you won't make it. Once again, you have to make sure that he has no way getting into you. Fuel helps, but not always. But yeah, you have to force him to jump. Always keep an eye out on him, because look at that, see? He was hanging off the ledge, and if he's hanging off the ledge like that, shoot him. It doesn't matter where you shoot him. Make sure you shoot him with your revolver, because your shotgun doesn't have that much range. After that, we're just gonna go up to this little railing and wait for it to break. And then we can just leave. We're leaving. Go up the stairs. Don't try to cut the stairs, because there's a invisible wall that prevents you. And that is it. We did it. So, there's one last challenge. We crouch here and just hold. Just hold. Don't try to push it, because it'll get stuck. Just hold. Just hold forward. Hold that stone and push it. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations, you just completed Amnesia, hopefully under 40 minutes. One of the hardest achievements in this game. Hopefully you enjoyed this little walkthrough. If you didn't follow it as a guide, please consider playing this game. It may seem short, but honestly, it's totally because I was playing on easy and I knew exactly what to do. And trust me, before I got to this point, I have already invested about 40 hours into this game, and trust me, I've enjoyed every second of it. If you want to try a cheap little horror game that will keep you on your toes and stimulate your brain to think and look for ways of solving puzzles and things like that, I 100% recommend this game. As you can see here, Toot Sweet completed one of the hidden achievements on Amnesia the Bunker. Completed the game faster than all the developers at Frictional. Only 2.8% of people on Steam have this. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please take care. Hopefully you enjoyed this, or you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next video or live stream. Bye bye.